Alrighty, guys, this is Snugs on Blitz, and I'm back with another review today. So, yesterday, Wargaming announced their latest buffs and nerfs in the upcoming update 9.7. Um, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit surprised with some of the choices they've made. Some good, some bad. So, I thought I'd go over it. I won't do some of the tanks that I don't think are that important, but I will call out what I see as interesting or um, worth discussing. First of all, the Leopard PTA. I mean, this tank, okay, it's getting 10 more hit points per shot. Okay, great, that's good. It's getting 8 armor piercing bullets. Okay, great. But reducing its durability, um, its reverse speed is going to be reduced by 3. I mean, the only thing that this really had going for it was its speed to avoid getting hit because it's got no armor. So reducing its hit points and slowing it down going backwards, I think that's pretty rough. Yeah, the gun gets a little bit better, but in my opinion, guns don't help new players. I mean, armor does. So, I mean, this tank shouldn't be given more armor. I know it's supposed to be kind of a medium, lightly armored tank, but at least give it better maneuverability then. I mean, so I think pros will do better with this, but new players will struggle massively. Indian Panzer. I mean, this tank, I mean, it's just so meh. Um, yeah, improved the shell damage, which is great. Engine power, it's increased by 115. Sounds great, right? But then its reverse speeds decreased. I don't get it. If your engine's more powerful, shouldn't it increase? I don't get it. And they reduced the hull armor and the turret. I mean, it wasn't that great to begin with. So, why? I mean, this tank needs something about it that really helps it stand out, and I don't think that's it. VK 30.02. I mean, this tank is weak as anything. Now it's getting 5 millimeters more, but it's reducing its speed. I mean, reload is slightly better, you know, gun dispersion slightly. I don't understand. I mean, turret and hull armor weakened. I mean, as far as I could tell, it pretty much had none anyway. I don't know. I don't see that being anything. I think that's a big nothing burger and a big waste of time. Give it something, for goodness sake. Give it a harder hitting gun or better armor, something. Helps it, prevent teams just ripping it to shreds. Patton, another one. I mean, this is, sorry, it's in the bottom 5 tanks of the tier. And I mean, you're increasing the shells, penetration by 6 millimeters. I mean, how about 10, 15 would be nice. I mean, there's a lot of heavily armored tanks in tier 9 and 10 especially, right? Reload time, okay. Hull speed traverse, ugh, why? It's the only thing that made it stand out. Turret armor will be enhanced, and but it didn't have strong armor to begin with, so yeah. What can I say? Seems like again not going to do anything. Now the Pershing was actually a decent tank, and the reverse speed has been decreased like they did with the Indian Panzer. They've increased the engine power. I mean, it might be a little bit more maneuverable, except going backwards. Don't think it really needed it. It was fine as it is. T20. Um, Turret armor has been increased by basically the same as the Patton. Now that's 2 tiers difference. So that turret armor might actually be pretty dang good now. And the velocity, that's helpful, all of the shells. Reverse speed again, okay, who cares? Aiming time, okay, so T20, maybe a tank worth picking up in the next update. Not great, but a little bit, could be a little bit fun. And then the M4A3E8, you know, a little bit faster, a little worse traverse speed, the hull anyway. You know, big nothing berg, if you ask me. The Foch, this line was kind of a surprise for me. I mean, the Foch 155, yes, yes, please. Heck yeah. I mean, thank you very much. More damage per shell, intra-clip reload is faster. Um, the penetration faster. Uh, Magazine reload faster. I mean, look at that. That's a solid buff if you ask me. But the Foch changing it and getting rid of the gun, uh, why? It was a good tank as it was. It didn't need changing. The AMX AC-48, now that's great. Giving a little bit more HP, um, reload time increasing, and unfortunately the standard penetration's down by 10. Um, I don't know what I think about that one. I think these two here, the Foch and the AMX, why? Now this one though, another 8 millimeters of armor, thank you. Unfortunately, pen decreased. I don't think it needed that. I mean, it needs everything it can get because this is a kind of weak tank. This tank, thank you very much. Finally, it wasn't in the bottom 5 anymore, but getting extra 8 hit points. Traverse increased, and the armor's a little bit increased, and even dispersion on 100. So thank you. This is actually a decent tank now. I mean, still not great, but yeah. And this tank will. I mean, the big problem is armor and no speed, so no big whoop there. And lastly, yeah, this group right here, um, the Japanese tanks, and they're pretty much all the same. Improved suspension equipment, 25% less, 25% less, 25% less, 25% less. Basically, Type 71 is getting a nerf naturally. Although it's getting more hit points, pretty much everything else will cause it to be slower on the battlefield and making it more sluggish, playing it more like a real heavy rather than a heavium speed anyway. Um, Same thing with the Type 68. Chise, that's a shame. That was a really strong tank. But at least the gun gets a little bit stronger, so that's nice. This one, I mean, increased durability, that's not bad. And top speed, okay, it doesn't really need it because it's a heavy tank. And this one, again, a little more hit points that'll keep it on the battlefield longer. Yeah, what can I say? In my opinion, Japanese tanks, I'll have to wait and see, but I think that's right to, prevent them from being too mobile, decreasing or increasing their durability. Sorry, increasing everyone, right? Increased. That's nice. So they'll play more like heavies, which I think is nice. The Foch, well, the 155, great. The Foch and the AMX AC-48, no. Why touch them? They were fine. But the next two, AMX AC-46 and ARL B39, thank you very much. And this group, this is the one that's crazy. I mean, Leopard, I think pros will improve with it. Noobs will struggle even more with it. Indian Panzer, yeah, big nothing burger there. BK, again, give it something for God's sake. It's just, yuck. M46 Patton, again, it had nothing. It's been given nothing really. Really kind of unfair for a tank that's been around so long. Give it something. Pershing didn't need to be touched. It was fine. T20, actually a decent buff. I think people enjoy it. But let's see. So anyway, that's all I got for you. I'll leave it there. Let's see how the gameplay turns out in 9.7. Should be interesting with the Chinese tanks coming in. But yeah, I'll see you in there. And that's it. Snugs on Blitz, out.